Next month, when President-elect Trump is sworn in as Commander-in-Chief, a new White House press secretary will take the podium. That was a job I loved, especially because of the camaraderie extended across administrations and political parties. So I recently went down to Washington, D.C. to catch up with Josh Earnest. He and I had similar career tracks, and he warmly welcomed me back to the White House. Here's more about his time as the press secretary to President Obama.
Good afternoon, everybody. If I seem a little nervous today, it's because one of my predecessors is actually in the room today. Dana, it's wonderful to see you. Welcome back to the White House, and welcome back to the podium.
Yeah, this is a different vantage point than I had before because I'm about this tall, and this moves up and down, right?
It does.
So they had to readjust it for you.
They did.
I'm sure. You were the deputy for a long time, and we almost had the same trajectory in terms of taking over in the second term of the last 2 years. Were you happy being the deputy, or did you ever really think that you would be the press secretary?
I was a deputy for 5 years.
Right.
And I liked that job. The more that I watched my predecessors do this job, the more that I watched them, the more that I participated and helped lead preparation sessions for them, the more I sat on the side at their briefings, the more I got a sense of, I think I could do that.
Today, the flag jacket is officially passed to a new generation, Mr. Josh Earnest.
I think that you've never come across as somebody with a big head in this job, and I wonder what keeps you grounded.
The fact that I never expected to work here, I think, keeps me pretty grounded. I never felt like I deserved the chance to do this job, and so that makes me fight for it a little bit.
So you became a father while you were White House press secretary. I wonder what it was like, how much that changed your life.
My son was born about 2 months after I got this job. So there were a lot of changes happening in my life all at the same time. Every parent, regardless of what their profession is, says that having children changes your perspective on life and on the world. And there's no doubt that that's true.
When you're called into the Oval Office, are you like me and do you think you're in trouble? Or are you not worried?
It depends on the day. It depends on the day. There are definitely times where I've been wondering if I'm in trouble. Usually it is a response to my request. So usually it is the president wondering if he's in trouble with me. He's usually not that worried.
How did you on election night square the circle that President Obama's personal approval rating is quite remarkable at almost 60%? But yet the election result was to decide the country decided to go in a completely different direction.
I'm not sure that I've reconciled it yet. There are millions of people in the United States of America who voted for Barack Obama in 2008, who voted for Barack Obama in 2012, and voted for Donald Trump in 2016. And I haven't heard a bulletproof explanation for why that would be when you consider how vastly different their styles and priorities are. The American people have voted to try things differently. And we're going to have an opportunity to see whether or not that different approach works as well as the approach that President Obama.
And America will be fine. All right, Josh, you ready for the lightning round?
Let's do it. I'm going to try to keep up.
Okay. Morning alarm or wake up on your own?
Morning alarm. I'm not a morning person.
What time?
It depends on the day. If I'm willing to sleep in a little bit, it can be on the other side of 6, but usually it's on the wrong side of 6.
Who is a better ball player, you or President Obama?
Basketball?
Yeah.
President Obama.
Baseball?
Me.
Very good. Your favorite non-news television series?
Americans.
Oh, I like it too. Okay.
One of the best shows on television in the last, 20 years.
Air Force One or Marine One?
Marine One.
Yeah, me too. Get a lot of work done in 10 minutes between here and Andrews.
You can, and there's no substitute for Marine One.
Okay, favorite reporter?
I can't get anybody in trouble.
Least favorite? No.
I can't do anybody a favor.
Coolest person, celebrity you ever met at the White House?
It was George Clooney.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Best state dinner?
Best state dinner? I think the Italy state dinner was pretty great.
Always.
This past year.
It is a little intimidating to cook for Italians, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Last question.
Yes.
Will you miss it?
Absolutely. This has been an amazing opportunity, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the opportunity of a lifetime.
Well, you've done a great job. Thanks.
So, thank you, Dana.
Okay. So it was a fun little trip down memory lane, Greg.
I counted 5 microaggressions. When they showed President Obama playing basketball, and they said, oh, yeah, he's good at basketball. Mm-hmm. And then Italians, oh, it's hard to cook for Italians.
Yeah.
That's disgusting to me. I consider.
I have to you to ruin this segment.
I have a question.
Oh, he's good at that. It's his specialty.
What does the White House smell like?
Right now it smells like Christmas trees because it's all decorated.
Fresh trees.
Yes.
Right?
It's actually one thing that surprised me, Kimberly, was how quiet the West Wing is. If you've watched the show The West Wing, you think it's like a hive of activity and people running everywhere making decisions like chickens with their heads cut off. It's actually just like a super quiet place, and it was very nice of them. They took me around to see some of the career staff that was still there, and it was fun.
I like this. Okay, so a lot of friendly, nice people.
Yep.
It smells good. It's chill. It sounds better than a spa. Deal me in.
I want to ask you some questions. I want to do a lightning round with Dana Perino.
Okay.
Because I like your question so much. For example, who's the biggest celebrity you ever met while you were at the White House?
There weren't a lot of celebrities that came. John Voight, I remember you remember that, what's that movie, the thing that kids like,
What?
Like The Secrets in the Oval Office. There was a secret. Oh, there was a movie. It's for kids, and everybody at home is knowing what it is.
Pyramid.
But John Voight was in that movie, and he would sometimes be in the West Wing having lunch at the mess. So
oh, okay.
He's big. I met Dikembe Mutombo. Got my picture with him. Bono.
You only
Is Bono big?
Bono.
Okay, Bono.
But you only take pictures with big, as in tall people.
Yes,
a lot.
I know. Well, that's the chances are.
Isn't there a club of White House press secretaries?
Yes, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to go back, Eric, was because from press secretaries, I think, started in sort of like the late 30s. Everybody gets along. There's a flak jacket that's only for the press secretary to see, and it's notes from every press secretary for advice to the next one. And it's fun to go back and read those.
What's a flak jacket?
Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
No.
What's the
Like if you take flak.
What does a good press secretary do?
Well, I would give one piece of advice is I would say you never prepare for the briefing on that day. You prepare for the briefing 4 days from then, because you have to be able to see around corners and to spot trouble. And I would say that one of my biggest regrets was for 3 days in a row as a deputy, I would raise my hand and say, I think this Dubai ports thing is going to be a big problem. And I got brushed off. And I should have raised it to a higher level because it became a huge story. And so if you are looking ahead and reading everything and knowing what's coming, you can actually prevent things that would disrupt the president's agenda.
But you also gave very good advice when you said about not being on defense. Be on offense and have like 3 things to be able to give them to the press.
Well, yeah, like
well,
definitely like try to give them some news. Like in Donald Trump's rallies, the thank you tour, I would definitely do a little news up at the top so you can advance it. The other thing I would say is you always read an article twice before you complain about it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good
but
idea.
I would say that you're great because you also defended the right of reporters to be there and get answers.
Well, once you get in there, you feel a lot of pressure to do so, but an obligation as well. Last one?
Yeah, what's the difference between a podium and a lectern?
Oh, my God.
Oh, there is a difference.
Yes, there is.
Actually, we're going to have to consult Merriam-Webster if you're tweeting.
A podium you stand on with your feet. A lectern is just right in front of you.
And so
there you go.
So you have to stand on a fairly...
Juan's your phone a friend.
and a
Phone
leather
a friend
thing.
here for trivia.
All right, it was great. And thank you, Josh Earnest, for all the time.
Thank you,
and you and your
Josh.
staff. Up